Hello and welcome to the Tea Party Howdy channel for a review of CNN's Lincoln Divided We Stand. So I was a bit apprehensive to watch this series, starting out with six episodes, starting out with the first one, because of it being on CNN, and, you know, let's face it, CNN's credibility is right up there with the New York Times, and that's to say it's as good as your second cousins, Larry's sisters, daughters, nephews, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins, best friend telling you something valuable through that entire chain. So I went and looked up a couple of things other people had to say about it before I went to it, which I don't usually do, but I'm like, do I want to invest in this? So they said it was okay, so I clicked on it, and I'm here to tell you that it is okay on the condition that you like your documentaries woke. Oh, welcome to 2021. And awoke Lincoln and woke documentaries. That horrible stuff you've been hearing about that has infiltrated our schoolrooms and our classes in history, it's definitely found in this documentary. If you are looking for facts about Lincoln, they're in the video. If you are looking for inane, just ridiculous speculations about why certain things happen, they're also in here. Why are they speculating about how somebody thought or felt 200 years later? It hasn't been that long. I know, but it's close enough. So you have that going on. It also suffers from the fatigue of black and white. And by that I mean all of the interviewees are either black or white. This is only episode 1, and they show from his childhood all the way up to him entering Congress. And while they're so woke, talking about the African American slaves and all that, they never get into a single word, not a single word, about an American Indian, who, after all, it was the American Indians that killed his grandfather, Abraham, which is where he got his name. Yeah, that's not in the video. So if they think they're all going woke and they're all diversified, dude, you're not diversified when you only have black and white people. That is not diversified. That's 2 out of hundreds of options to choose from. And you want to have credibility because you're going to show black people with the focus of, well, we're going to show black people because they have a better understanding of the slave situation. Really? 100+ years later, almost 200 years later, and you're going to tell us they have a better understanding? Because how? But if you would have brought on an American Indian who actually still lives on a reservation in the year 2021, well, that I could see. But I'm sorry, rational people looking at a person born in the last 40 to 50, 60 years, having a in-touch experience with slavery in America based on their race, nope. Doesn't mean they can't sympathize. Doesn't mean they can't sympathize. Absolutely they can sympathize. Rachel Dolezal sympathizes, and she's white. So, yes, sympathizing is possible. But going to the factual, if you'd had an American Indian on there from a reservation, now that would be credibility, because they're living it right here, right now, so do their parents, etc. Okay, so what else do we have that it offers? You have CNN yak-yaks on the show. Makes sense, it's a CNN in production. You have celebrities giving their quips, because we all know celebrities are so up on all of their data. I'm sorry, if you're going to... No. It wasn't the Kardashians, and no offense to the Kardashians personally, but it would have about the same level of credibility. It was Conan and Brian. All right, now, what else does it have to offer you? Well, let's keep hammering on the woke so that you know what you're getting into. So you have black and white only interviews. You have, and I mean only, there's nobody else. Ain't gonna happen. That's pretty amazing if you got to hear that, considering what time I'm recording this. Anyway, you have also, it's hilarious because these how would you pronounce that? Wokeotery? Anyways, this woke field that they have, that they're interviewing, are condemning Lincoln by today's standards all over the place. But what's funny is like, wait a minute. They make the point time and time again with their little flashes that Lincoln and many others figured when the slaves were free, real free, that they would therefore return home where they came from, aka Africa. And they're like, oh, that's so unenlightened. That's so stupid thinking. Really? It was stupid to think that if you freed somebody that you'd captured and taken out of their homeland, that they would want to go back? Did you not watch Roots? In Roots, the whole thing was Kunta Kinte couldn't wait to go back. But now all of a sudden, they're saying, oh no, that was so stupid. They were so Neanderthal-like. They were so cavemen. They're troglodytes dragging their knuckles across the ground to think that people who were freed would want to go home where they came from. No. That's not the modern wokeist thought. And yet at the exact same time, if you go to a university that these people work at, don't be surprised a bit if you don't have in these facilities dorms broken down and based on race. This dorm is for this color of people. This dorm is for this color of people. So while they decry it and debase Abraham Lincoln for it, they don't even recognize it in their own backyard and the facilities that they are building in the here and now through identity politics. But there you go. I'm telling you, it's just overboard woke. They do mention his sister Sarah a few times. They do tell what happened to Sarah, which is cool because I just did a whole bunch of research on Lincoln's life for a presentation on Lincoln's birthday. And I couldn't find out what happened to his sister. And yeah, sadly, she dies. But in the biography of his younger days, they just fly through it. They ignore his grandpa where he gets his name. They never mention his little brother who dies. They do mention Sarah, but they don't mention... It's funny because they say, and Sarah, blah, 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 and Lincoln, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no. You got to say it right. You have to say Abraham and Sarah. That way the Christians out there and the Jews out there can go, oh my God, Thomas Lincoln named his kids Sarah and Abraham. That is... if you're in on the joke, you get it. It's like, dude, no. You do no. That's... Why? Anyways, but you don't get it when they keep saying Lincoln and Sarah. So it goes over your head. But anyways, yeah. But it was, wow, now that I know what happened to Sarah, it's like, wow, that sucks. They barely spend any time on his mother or his stepmother. They each get like 2 or 3 sentences. They do make a big deal about the stepmom bringing in a bunch of books. Now, I went to about 12 different sources, and I didn't come across that. What I did come across is that the legend says that the stepmom inspired him heavily for reading, but nobody can figure out how that came to be because him and his stepmom and his dad could barely read. And where would they be getting these? Because, again, in all the sources I went to, there was nothing like they were saying. It's like, where did this come from? Because he didn't even have his schooling, because he only had a year and a half of actual schooling that wasn't on his own. Where's the books coming from? When he got older, he would go to the library, and I mean older, like 21, 22. Then he would go to the library and get books. But so the whole thing with the mom and the books in this documentary, like, I don't know what sources they got that from, because it wasn't in any of the ones that I went to. So I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying it's odd that it didn't show up in everybody, and the ones I read were saying, yeah, it's a mystery where that legend come from, even though they admitted, yeah, there's the legend. Okay, so there's that. So anyways, if you can handle all that wokeness to squeeze through it and get to the actual history, that's fine. But in an hour show, you get about 42 minutes worth of actual stuff. And in that 42 minutes, if you take out the wokeraddery and the speculation, you can chunk out another 10 minutes. And some of the things that the guests they have on to say, besides all the woke stuff, it's just like, how is that adding to... It's just not that good. This is no History Channel production, people. It's just not. There's not that much information in the... how many hours did I do? Probably 3 to 6 hours of research. I got his whole life and yeah, it's way better than this. But if you want to take the shortcut and you do want to watch it, there's definitely a lot of stuff in there. And they make the big deal, oh, they didn't tell you that about Lincoln when you were in second grade. They don't tell you anything about Lincoln when you're in second grade. You can go to, well, you can go to the library at the school and see if they still have the old books on Lincoln with all the paintings that they still use in all these documentaries. Like, I remember that in that book. I remember that in that book. Yeah. Some of the things they say about, oh, they don't teach you this, they don't teach it, because they don't have time in the classroom. You all need to understand that. If you're a teacher, you know what I'm talking about. But if you guys have got to understand, there's only so much time in the actual day to teach this stuff. It's not a college class. It's not a specialty class, especially in second grade. What you gonna do? All right, so there you go. There's my review. Am I gonna watch the other episodes? I don't know. Is it really worth all the woke stuff to see what... I mean, the only thing I learned in this was about Sarah, and everything else I already knew. So I don't know. But it's up to you if you want to watch it. And so I might make one, might not. Anyways, we do wish you a lovely day or evening whenever you watch this, and we will see you in the future.